Hello all, and welcome to the brand new, and so far only, segment in Indie-Zees Roundup. In this series, I'm going to be quickfire reviewing the indie games I've recently enjoyed. I play each game for an hour, and try to sum up my thoughts in about a minute. 2 weeks playing 8 games over 8 hours condensed into 8 minutes of unmoderated review. First game. Okay, so, Oikaspiel is, Oh god, why is this person with a gun? Frame rate. This game is at least 5 fever dreams pancaked on top of each other and smothered in a syrup that is musical madness. The plot is this metatext of delivering the game on time, but it's also 100 years in the future, and there's this hierarchical theme, and obviously this game is artsy to the nines. It's really fun in a I don't know what's going to happen next, and that's a little exciting kind of way, and overall, I really enjoyed my time with this game. So if it strikes your fancy, please play it and tell me all about it, but I'm out. Next game. Do you like MS Paint, but wish there was more progression? More of a storyline? Do you feel like you need to be graded and evaluated? Do you like art? There's some art. Here's some more art. You can get all you need at Art School. Glanderco's Too School for Cool Adventure is a pastel fever dream that surely pushed my creative buttons in ways I never knew buttons could be pushed. And just wait until you hear this bangin' theme song. Next game. Do y'all remember that TV show where they wrestled robots? Robot Wars. Oh cool, Dara O'Brien presented it for a bit. That's more or less what I was hoping for in Gladiabots, and in a way, Studio GF X47 doesn't disappoint. There are robots in a ring, fighting other robots, usually to the death, and you get to customize your robots, which is really cool. And when I say customize, I mean a lot of customization. Honestly, it was a bit overwhelming for me, but the tutorial was very helpful, and I feel like anyone could get lost in programming their bots just right for the fight ahead. I recommend it for people who are interested in programming, in robots, in destruction. Dara O'Brien's pretty cool. Love me some big fat quiz show of the year. Jimmy Carr hosts that, but Dara O'Brien's been on it, and that's how I mostly know them. Next game. This next one, Walden, a game, didn't really click with me, but it's interesting and more than a little beautiful. You play through a time of the life of Henry David Thoreau, an apparently notable philosopher and naturalist, as he spends time in the woods. Oh my goodness, I haven't been in the woods in ages. And it's chill, which is nice. He builds an entire cabin in like 2 minutes. The real interesting thing about this game, and the company behind it all, Game Innovation Lab, is how they're trying to push the creativity and landscape of gaming through research and learning. They're supported by the Natural Endowment for the Humanities, Microsoft Research, the Gates Foundation, and others. And that's really cool. Keep making games. Next game. Okay, here we go. Lenna's Inception is a little bit of a lot, all bundled up and tied together with love and nostalgia and jokes and care and character, and it's just really, really good. I'm a decent-sized 2D Legend of Zelda fan, so anything that even hints at that will catch my attention. And once you get going, you quickly realize this isn't just a regular adventure. As the story and tone shift ever so slightly, your perception starts to shift as well. I don't want to give anything away because there's just so many references, surprises, twists, arcs. What do I say? You know Last Jedi? It's like that, but in a Zelda game. But without Zelda or Link or Ganon, and instead with Lenna and some co-characters, which are just so well written and so much fun. Seriously, just go play it. It's amazing, and it's replayable, and the community is so fun, and the characters are just, and the music is so... I adore this title. Psst, Pin Studios is coming out with another game soon, which looks to be just as good and creative and well produced. It's called Cassette Beasts, kind of like a subversive Pokemon adventure. You should go check it out. Next game. Beacon is this twin-stick shooter with a pretty unique art style attached to a plot that explains the roguelike aspect. The main character died while crash landing on an alien planet, and you, the player, control clones of that character, with the ultimate goal of locating the titular distress beacon. Along the way, you get new mods, genes which can mutate, and new weapons, as well as logs from other clones, making the world seem almost inhabited. Honestly, the lore and fluff dialogue in this game is a bit dense and heavy, so I'd almost recommend skipping the reading unless it really interests you. The gameplay is fun enough on its own, and the walls of text are so common that you'd spend twice as long reading as actually playing. The levels are laid out pretty nicely, and I like that you get the entire map all at once. There are dungeons within each level which provide different bouts of scenery, and the enemies are varied and unique. I liked it. I like this game. Next game! In Odd Realm, you control a faction of your choice, which basically tries to survive by gathering resources, making shelter, meeting other factions, and generally just not dying. Luckily, I didn't get to experience any death because the first hour was pretty tame. Just mining rocks and chopping down trees and trying hard to understand the mechanics and intent of the game. See, I found that for most of my gaming experience, I've relied on tutorials to tell me how to play a game, and sometimes why. The motivation behind the experience. Due to more recent games, like Breath of the Wild, my approach has changed. I didn't need a reason to run around exploring Hyrule, and anything I did find out along the way was just exciting because I found it out. Odd Realm, which I relate to Minecraft simply because how many times I ask myself, what do I do? Expects you to just live in the world. That's all. That's all it takes. Games like these are not for every gamer, but I feel like I'm starting to scratch the surface of them. Odd Realm is one of the first management games I've ever played, and I enjoyed it. Final game. Do you think about death a lot? Are you interested in how the living deal with death in different cultures, or different procedures available for corpses posthumously? If so, The Mortician's Tale is for you. The Mortician's Tale follows newly appointed funeral director Charlie as she starts out in a mom-and-pop funeral home. Gameplay involves reading emails from her colleagues and friends, preparing bodies, and visiting processions. The story expands as the funeral home goes through changes, and the exposition comes from character emails, filling you in on their personal lives. You also see correspondence from families reaching out to have their questions about their loved ones answered, and you meet these people as you attend the deceased's funeral. It's only about an hour long of an experience, but the depth and emotion it spans impacted me greatly. I really liked this game. This whole experience, and I recommend it very much. That's it for the first edition of Indie-Zees Roundup. What did you think? Did I completely miss the point of Oikospiel? Did I not give enough attention to Walden a game? Will you go great death in The Mortician's Tale? Leave a comment below and let's talk about it. You can also join me live every Tuesday here on YouTube or on Twitch as I play new indie games. Give your thoughts and opinions, or just hang out. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.